tonight.
Okay. Dragon's Den, I'm here.
Our Hollywood celebrity, Simu Liu, returns to the Den. He's getting down to business.
I mean, you know, $19 million is no joke.
No. Well, that's
if you're doing $19 million in sales a year, trust me, the world would know about it.
This has got to be a very high-margin business because you're selling air. So
Selling dreams. We're selling magic.
Thank you, Simu. We're selling dreams.
And tonight, the pressure is on.
How much do you think it's worth, Manjeet?
You're the financial expert here, so what do you think it's worth?
Are you seriously looking at me and telling me that I'm the financial expert?
First in the Den, an entrepreneur hoping the dragons are blown away by his business.
It's a party. Let's celebrate. Let's get it on.
Hi, Dragons.
Hi.
My name's Sean Lerner. I'm the owner of Balloonery.com. I'm seeking a $200,000 investment for a 10% stake in my business. Balloonery.com is an e-commerce first business. We create balloon products for gift delivery and event decor. We do everything from small-scale gift delivery pieces to large-scale installations for weddings, corporate events, you name it. We set out to prove that balloons are not just for kids' birthdays. We built a robust catalog of over 500 different products for all ages and all occasions. I started this business, Dragon, 6 years ago as a tiny side hustle in my parents' basement. We've scaled it to what is now the largest and certainly best positioned brand in the balloon e-commerce space. Now we're scaling our brand nationally by building out a network of amazingly talented balloon artists and decorators. But first, we have a little delivery for each of you.
Oh. Nice van.
Sean says placing an order is easy. Go to balloonery.com, filter by occasion, and select a balloon bouquet.
Look at this handsome dude. How could I not say yes to this?
Looking good, Dragons.
Right now, they deliver exclusively to the Greater Toronto area.
Timo, you look like your dad.
How do you know my dad?
How did you start this business? You said it was a side hustle in your parents' basement.
So, I was tasked with getting balloons for a niece's birthday.
Okay.
I went to the big box store, just overwhelmed by the amount of selection. By the time I finally picked something and walked out, I realized I couldn't fit them in my tiny car. And we launched Balloonery.com about a month after that. And so for the first 2 years, we had no employees, so it was just me. I'd get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 to about 8:30, I'd be building the arrangements. I was on the road every day, 7 days a week. Come home, 10 p.m., I'm doing my inventory, and I was lucky to get to bed by midnight, 1 a.m., so I could start that whole cycle again.
Wow.
So you said that you're only in the GTA, but tell me, what did the sales look like right now?
In Toronto in 2023, we did $1.25 million. This year, we're gonna land at somewhere between 1.6 and 1.75.
This has got to be a very high-margin business because you're selling air. So
Selling dreams.
We're
selling magic.
Thank you, Simu. So our gross margin is about 70%.
Okay.
We netted last year 200,000.
200.
Good margin.
So
Have you expanded outside of Toronto yet, or you're still just focused on that market?
So let me tell you a little bit about our expansion model.
Great.
We're working with existing balloon artists and decorators. Maybe they work out of their house, maybe they have a small production facility. They do 3 deliveries on a weekend, maybe 5 or 8 if they're super busy. So what we bring is a more sort of consistent order volumes. So we launched the partner program at Float, the International Balloon Convention. Yes, there is.
Of course there's a convention.
There's an international balloon convention, things I didn't know.
I was absolutely blown away that right away they got the model. It was like, hey, I know you've already talked to 2 other balloon artists in Boston. Let me tell you why I'm the right one for Boston. We have 55 balloon artists who are ready to sign up.
And what kind of commission are you going to take from that?
We're going to take a 25% fee.
Wow.
And are people buying into this as a franchise, or they're just signing up to be a partner to get orders from you?
I'm not using the F word. It's not a franchise.
Okay.
Importantly, franchises come with all sorts of regulatory requirements and other overhead, as Brian can can attest to.
Yeah.
It is not a franchise. They're under contract to fulfill orders in their local markets.
It's like Uber, Baluber.
Yeah, exactly right.
I have one last question for you, Sean. What's your revenue in 5 years from now, given that you're not actually franchised, but you're building a corporate network of balloonists?
In 5 years, we'll have 50 locations or 50 partners, and we'll do about 20 million in top line. Our fee on that 20 is about 5 million, and we expect to net something like 2.5 million.
So here's my thing, Sean. In any business, you want to get out of bed and go, I'm going to make balloons.
Yes.
I'm not that guy to do that with you. I'm going to be out.
Sean, my problem with this business is that there's no barriers to entry. There's nothing proprietary here. Anybody can go and become your competition. I'm out.
Manjeet, there's no barriers to entry in the spirits.
Oh, there
beer
is.
business.
A lot of money, regulations, science.
Brian,
You can pick on my
are
industry.
there barriers to entry in the garbage removal business? No, but you built a business around customer experience, and frankly, we've proven that.
Brian, what do you think? This is like almost smarter than a franchise. No paperwork and he gets the margin.
Yeah, you know, I might consider it as a franchise opportunity. I don't know if when I look at your numbers, if you could scale it and get it across the nation, I think there's maybe some possibility, but it sounds like you've chosen a way of growing corporately. I think the valuation's a little inflated, but I think that you really have a business
Can't
you're
with the
passionate
balloon
about. I can
puns in
see
this.
that you're lit up over this. I'd love to see you land on what your model actually is for scaling. It feels like you're unclear.
Brian, just before you say the O word, what do you need to see for you to get excited about this as an investable business? I know how much all the dragons, but I know how much you bring in terms of branding and scaling quickly.
You
There are question
gotta
marks we haven't
appreciate
solved.
his tenacity and
Totally.
working
Loves
18
great
hours a
answers
day.
for everyone's
Yeah,
questions,
and he's not
he
giving
needs
up.
you.
Yeah.
Brian,
needs
I
you.
hear your questions about we haven't scaled it yet, you're not clear on the model. Make me a contingent offer on us
Wow.
Wow.
This guy's a
proving
seller.
that we
You're
can,
great.
we'll have 3 new partners on board. By the time you're still working through due diligence, I'll have an existing expansion to show you.
Are you open to models, whether it's franchising or sticking down the path of partners?
I'd love to tell you why we think this is the best model, but of course I'm open to it.
So, okay, let me make this quick. I love the fact that you prevented me from saying I'm out. So I'm not out yet.
Great.
You are tenacious. I love that you challenged Manjeet on her answer. And he was
Yeah.
like, no, I disagree. I love that you've sort of pushed a little bit. I'm gonna make you an offer. I'll give you 200 for 20%.
That's a tough valuation, Brian. I know how much you bring as a partner. That's a tough number, especially with that contingency. You're not writing a check until we've proven that we can. I'm willing to negotiate. I know how much you bring to the table. Brian, that's a tough number.
What's the counter?
What's your counter?
Let's meet at the middle at 15%.
Is everyone else out?
Yes.
We're out, man.
All right, got a deal.
Go get him, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. Congrats.
Sean, great
Thank
job,
you.
man.
Awesome, well
Great
done.
pitch, man.
Thank you.
Great pitch. Well done.
Like such a
You never give up. That's
Thank you so
awesome.
much.
I love that.
Wow.
You'll help him a lot.
That's amazing.
He knew that business inside and out.
Inside and out.
We're gonna blow this up, baby! Woo!
I'm super excited. I'm thrilled to be working with Brian. He's the dragon that we were after the whole time.
We're going to go hard at you, Monica. You're coming with a $40 million
million
valuation. You're going to get asked tough questions.
Absolutely.
So, okay, tough questions.
Next in the den, an entrepreneur hoping the dragons will give her the luxury of investment.
Hello, Dragons. My name is Monica Lee, and I'm from Edmonton, Alberta. I am here today for $4 million.
What?
10% of my company.
What?
No, you're not.
40 million bucks?
I'm not kidding. We're
40
going
million.
for $4 million for 10% of my company.
Okay.
Wow.
Monica.
That's a lot of
Whoa.
Birkins.
Blogger Amour is a luxury designer consignment franchise. Our consignor provides us with luxury goods such as shoes, bags, clothes, accessories, fine jewelries, and contemporary art for 40% commission if things sell. Within 60 days term, consignors have the option of having their items returned, donated on their behalf, or renew when the consignment contract is over. We currently have 10 brick-and-mortar stores operating in Alberta and BC, with an additional 10 franchise stores opening in 2025.
Wow. What's the name of the company again?
Blogger Armoire.
Oh, like a blogger's
Blogger
closet.
and armoire.
So do you carry the type of luxury brands that we're seeing here, like Chanel and Hermes?
We carry them all. So what you see here at our showroom is what we carry at our brick-and-mortar stores. And this is just a small fraction of it.
And so is it a mix of used and new?
It's a mix of used and new.
Okay, but that's the normal model for consignment stores. How is yours different?
We don't do anything differently. The only difference is that we cater to very specific brands. We cater to very high value tangible goods.
But there's a lot of consignment stores in Canada, never mind in Calgary. And we've never heard of yours.
And why haven't we heard of you?
We have 10 locations, like I said. The additional 10 franchise store that's opening in 2025.
Monica, answer the question. Why haven't we heard of you?
You haven't heard of us a blog. Okay, I'm from Edmonton, Alberta. We have 7 so far in Edmonton.
7 in Edmonton? In such a small market?
Wow.
If we go into our numbers,
and
your numbers have to be, you're going to get, like, we're going to go hard at you, Monica. You're coming in with a $40 million valuation. You're going to get asked tough questions.
Absolutely.
So, okay, tough questions. What are your sales?
Currently, as of 2023, $19 million.
Last year, 19?
Last year, $19 million. We made 60% profit margin of that, so we were just shy from $12 million.
Gross. Then you have to take out all your expenses.
And then all the expenses. So we took 30% of that, so just shy from $6 million.
So you made $6 million in profit last year.
30% of 12 is not $6 million.
It's 3.6.
30% of 12 is
3.6.
It's 3.6 million.
Yes, 3.6.
Okay, so your net profit was 3.6 million in 2023.
Yes, just shy from, yes.
So if you don't know those type of numbers and that math, how did you get to your valuation?
Well, we got to evaluation because each individual store makes roughly about $2 million.
Okay.
And I take 60% of that $2 million.
What does the franchisee make?
So right now we're franchising these stores out at $50,000 initial franchise fee.
Right.
We take in 25% royalty fee.
25%?
25%.
That's unheard of.
If the franchisee pulls in $2 million, they're left with roughly about $900,000 for their expenses.
Sorry, I just am still really struggling to understand the special sauce here. There has been consignment stores in cities for 40 years. Most of them eke by making, I don't know, sub 100,000 a year. There's something happening here to justify these numbers that you're not explaining to us.
Well, I think that's what we're trying to figure out.
That doesn't make sense.
It sounds too good to be true.
Something doesn't add up because Edmonton does not strike me as a luxury hub city. But then I'm wondering,
Well,
and
I disagree with that.
There's something about perhaps the Asia of it.
What do you mean?
It's either in the customer base or the
Consigners.
product.
The consigners.
Or the
They have
consigners
all
that
the
there's
good
something
stuff.
something from Asia. There's some sort of connection to something.
There is.
What is the secret?
The secret is a trade secret. I won't be able to air on national television, unfortunately.
I literally had no money, and I remember finding every single Japanese consignor in the early days. They have the lowest price on luxury products. You probably have the direct connection there.
She knows all the crazy rich Asians. That's what it
You
is.
found the crazy rich Asians in Asia, marked it up in Canada.
That makes sense. That makes sense now.
Can we talk about the franchise side for a second? What's the most important thing from your perspective in success in franchising?
Customer service.
I don't understand why you wouldn't control the quality of the customer experience by keeping it all corporate. You've built 7 stores in Edmonton.
Yeah, you're
That's phenomenal.
cash.
Why wouldn't you do 10 in Vancouver, 12 in Montreal, 15 in Toronto? Why would you need to be franchised?
It's way harder to control a franchisee.
Not necessarily. I don't find that controlling franchisees is difficult.
Oh, it's difficult, Monica.
I was a franchisee.
It is incredibly, I can control our franchise customer service because everything comes through 1-800-GOT-JUNK. What worries me here with Blogger Armoire is if you do it differently in one store versus another, and then they're starting to accept brands from Old Navy and The Gap, and who knows what they're selling, if you don't control that, you've lost your brand.
You said that the #1 thing in a franchise was customer service, right?
Correct.
But when I look on your reviews, you get 2.8 out of 5. Why is that?
Well, you got to remember, Google review, it's really hard to dictate how a business is.
But it's an aggregate, right? It's an average. And in any business, if you don't have an average review on Google of 4+, you're in trouble. I mean, if your customers aren't happy, your franchise partners will not be happy. So I'm not sure what the story that isn't being told behind those numbers is, but for that reason, I'm out.
Monica, I think you came on the show for publicity. I think there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance. So I'm out.
Angie?
Monica, my concern here is when you can't get enough supply in because you're not making the products. You have no control of that part of the supply chain. So for me, that is a big concern to your future growth and scale up. I'm out.
Monica, we see a lot of entrepreneurs on this show, and the first thing that they have to build with us is credibility. And you haven't been able to do that. So for that reason, I'm out.
Sure. Michelle, come on.
Oh, God.
We can make this happen.
I don't know. Simi, what do you think?
She's not telling us, but I think I started to crack what I believe her secret sauce is. I don't agree with the valuation. I think the price tag is too high, so I'm out.
I think if I were to word this best, what you've figured out is a very good arbitrage window. You know, you buy low, sell high. But it's kind of like being a trader, and the things with arbitrage windows is they always close. I'm gonna be out for now.
But
The numbers didn't make sense, and
no, it's like it's just there's something not right.
like there's
Do it
something going
corporately.
on.
The volume, I mean, you know, $19 million is no joke.
No. Well, that's
If
what
you're
I
doing
said, like,
$19 million in sales a year, trust me, the world would know about it. How much do you think it's worth, Manjeet? And
Well,
do you
you're
wanna
the
talk
financial
about it?
expert here, so what do you think it's worth?
Are you seriously looking at me and
I'm
telling me that
seriously
I'm the financial expert?
You're the accountant here.
I feel like we've been preparing forever for this moment. I don't believe that there's any such thing as balance. I think you kind of deal with the wobbly plates as they come at you, trying to make it through and get to all the things that are wobbling, right? And I'm excited to share Bold Helmets with the world.
Hello, Dragons. My name is Harpreet Judge. This is my wife, Tina. We're from Brampton, Ontario, and we're here seeking $250,000 for a 10% share of our company, Bold Helmets. Dragons, have you ever found yourself drilling a hole in your child's bicycle helmet just to get it to fit?
No.
Well, we have.
We are a Canadian Sikh family. Our kids have long, uncut hair that they keep in a top knot. It's called a juda, and it's covered by a small cloth covering called a patka. Once our kids started playing sports and learning to ride their bikes, we realized that traditional helmets just don't fit our kids. I'm an occupational therapist, and I worked in the area of head and brain injury, and I know that my kids need a properly fitting bicycle helmet. When there was no option, as parents, we felt helpless for a long time.
After years of making do, we decided to create a solution for our own kids and also to service a community of 26 million Sikhs globally.
Wow. There's that many of us?
Wow.
Amazing, yeah.
26 million. It's a big market size.
Bold Helmets has created the first safety-certified multi-sport Sikh helmet for kids of the Sikh faith.
Wow. And to help demonstrate this, we brought along our kids.
Aww.
Oh.
Oh,
Hey, guys.
good-looking models there. Hey.
Bold helmets come in small and medium sizes. They're available online and in some Canadian Tire stores and retail for $79.99.
Thank you for saying they're good looking. Everyone says they take after their mom.
Thanks, guys. They do. Good job, guys. Thanks, boys.
Bye, guys.
So, Dragons, who is ready to challenge the status quo?
Wow, what an idea.
Can we see it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. It's like a gladiator helmet or something.
It just looks really cool.
Yeah.
So you said that you work with kids who have experienced head trauma.
Yes, and it does cause lasting effects for kids and adults alike.
And so, yeah, adults. Like my grandfather, I used to wear a bug, and he passed away because he had an accident on a motorcycle. They thought he was fine. He had internal bleeding. He passed away 2 days later. And his story is not unique. It happens to a lot of men who are not only riding motorcycles, but don't have the options and don't think it's cool.
Yeah.
It seems like there's so much potential for so many sports, not just biking, but what about skiing? I love to ski. It's my winter passion.
Yeah, so we're excited to share that we do have a hockey helmet that will be coming to market hopefully before the end of this year.
Okay, nice.
And so we are expanding into other sports, and we're sort of, so we're taking it one step at a time. There's so many, cricket, ski and snowboard, like there's so many options out there.
This is an issue globally, so you have a global market, I take it?
Yeah, so when we look at our addressable market, we pared it down to kids below the age of 14, males, and based off of that, that's an opportunity size of about $42 million.
Wow.
42 million globally.
Yes.
So we currently ship to Canada, US, UK, and we are beginning our export to the Indian market as well.
How big is the Canadian market?
Within Canada, I believe it was 30,000.
Steve, you're being super quiet. What do you think?
Well, you're coming at us with a $2.5 million valuation, so I want to hear about sales. How have you been doing?
Last year, we hit $189,000 in sales.
And how's 2024 been?
We are projecting, I think it was $250,000 for 2024.
And so right now you're basically valuing yourself at 10 times forward.
Wow.
That's very high.
Well, we were actually very conservative in our numbers.
So we're anticipating $2.5 million in revenue 5 years out, and that'll translate to $1 million in profit.
But it's hard for an investor to say I should invest today at $2.5 million, where it's going to take the company 5 years to get to $2.5 million in revenue, right?
It's a bold valuation on some bold helmets.
I mean, listen, for me, $2.5 million revenue in 5 years that you haven't really probably done the modeling correctly on is very problematic. It's not enough for me to think I would be paying even close to a $2.5 million valuation today. So I'm going to be out, but I wish you well.
I can go next. You know, I absolutely love people who, instead of complaining about something, do something about it. The heartburn part for me is the size of the market. You know, you said it's 30,000 people in Canada. That's very, very small. Of course, if you get into the India market, that's a different conversation, but it's not really what you're presenting right now. So for that reason, I'm going to be out.
Like, this is a cool niche innovation, but in a niche space, you need a really deep product set. And so I just think you're not there now, and I think the valuation is tough on this deal, so I'm going to be out.
We are niche, but it's niche within an enormous market.
Tina and Harpreet, you guys are awesome. I do love that in a world where people tend to blend in, like, you're born to stand out. Why fit in? And I love the name. I love what you're doing to make a really cool product. I think the valuation is too high for me, and so I think you're early in for that reason. I'm going to be out.
I'm so on the fence. Because, like, what resonates with me is the adult portion of this, too. Because, like I said, my grandfather passed for something he shouldn't have.
Ooh. Yeah. It's personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the two of you standing in front of us today is precisely why representation matters and is so important. I think the power of being able to see something on a shelf that represents who you are, that represents your needs, I think it's such an incredible feeling, especially, I think, as the children of immigrants who didn't always grow up feeling seen. So so admire what you've done. Like everybody else here, I think it's overvalued, but I want to know how much do you think it's worth, Manjeet? And
Well,
do you
you're
want
the
to talk
financial
about it?
expert here, so what do you think it's worth?
Are you seriously looking at me and
I'm
telling me that I'm the
seriously
financial expert?
You're the accountant here.
I didn't even get my CPA.
No, all the excuses are coming out.
Yeah.
I think you look at, okay, so let's look at the revenue.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a multiple of 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, that's what I was going to too. And so, listen, you guys need a lot of help. $250,000, but we need to be real partners in this business. So it's going to be an aggressive offer. You ready? $250,000 for 50% of the business.
Is that with both of you involved, or?
Yeah, that's our joint offer.
Me and Simu.
Yeah.
So the 50% stake in the valuation is a little hard for us. Would you be willing to take 40%?
Wow.
40's tough.
We're willing to come in the middle, 45%.
I think we got a deal.
I think we got a deal.
Deal?
Oh, man.
You guys are tough.
For you guys.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, looking forward to
I'm
it.
excited.
Thank you so much.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Excited.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We get more of the upside, the more work we put into it. Hey,
There you go.
Good deal, Simu. Good.
Cheryl, I really resonate with the idea of turning away from a career of accounting. I spent 8 months at Deloitte as a staff accountant, and I was fired for skipping work to be an extra on a movie set.
I love that.
Next, a Manitoba mom hoping to crank up the energy in the den.
Hello, Dragons. My name is Cheryl Zealand. I'm a mom and CPA from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and I'm here asking for $250,000 for 15% of my company, Cranked Energy. 10 years ago, I burnt a pot of my favorite protein oatmeal breakfast on the stove when I was changing my twins' diapers, and I thought there's gotta be a better way to get my favorite breakfast into a bar format that comes from the fridge, but there was nothing on the market at the time, so
You invented it.
Ta-da!
I created my own. And for the last 10 years, I've been growing my kids and growing this company, and we've done pretty good in the Manitoba market, but we are ready for the next step, and I would love a partner to do that with. I brought some bars for everyone to try.
The refrigerated bars come in 6 different flavors, like chocolate, cookies and cream, and mini egg. Cheryl also releases a limited edition flavor each month.
It's very good.
Thank you.
This looks like this is 300 calories. Is like a whole breakfast in here.
It can be a total meal replacement for a lot of people, grab and go breakfast. That's how I created it.
It does taste really good, but it almost tastes treaty to me.
It is a little sweet.
It says 13 grams of sugar.
Our bars are sweetened with honey molasses, so yeah, that's where the sugars come from.
It's got 19 grams of protein. It tastes really good. So I think your flavor profiles are really well done.
Thank you.
It's different that it's cold.
It's kind of cool that it's cold. I've never had a cold protein bar.
It's a refrigerated bar.
Does that mean that you can't keep it in your pocket or you can't take it with you over the day?
Yeah, does this have to be refrigerated?
It can stay out. The peanut butter will make it go soft.
But it's meant to be cold.
Yeah.
Cheryl, why bars though? Why bars?
I grew up, swimmer, dancer. Protein bars were always a letdown for me. You can have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You can have a bar with a tiny bit of cookie on it if you're getting 19 grams of protein and you're active like I am. So for me, it wasn't always just having to have like a bar that was 100% all natural, all healthy all the time, because that's not how we live.
Who came up with the name Cranked?
I
It's not what I would expect when
sounds like a caffeine bar.
look at the bar or taste the bar.
Yeah, you would think, well, I am high energy. I'm not gonna lie about that.
You can't tell.
You think?
I was standing at the door. I had these twins that were like 3, and my oldest, and the backpacks were flying, and someone had to go to the washroom. And it's like, guys, crank it up already. And look, being a mom is energy.
Yes, it is.
All it is.
This feels like one of the most competitive spaces I've ever seen. I always remember it was Power Bar and Cliff Bar, and that was it. And now, like, aisles and aisles. What makes you stand out?
The protein bar market is crowded, absolutely, but the fridge space itself only has a few players in it. We sit next to Midday Squares, which is a snack, a square. It's not high protein like ours. We also, in some stores, sit next to the Perfect Bar, which is a chalkier texture. Now, keep in mind, we are 99% in Manitoba, so we haven't ventured out. We have a few outliers in BC, Saskatchewan.
And how much do you sell them for?
We wholesale between $250 and $270, and then the stores retail between $350 and $425.
So how much is this costing you?
It costs $1.10 to make the bar, and 38 cents of that is labor. So that's our big problem. So I spent the last year working with a company in Toronto on a piece of capital equipment to take 2 things off the production line, automate them, and our labor goes down by half instantly.
Amazing. I love that you saw labor was such a big portion and you decided to automate it.
If you sell it to a wholesaler for $2.50 and you're making it for $1, you're making $1.50 a bar.
That's per bar.
Those are great margins.
That's great margins.
Okay, what are your sales?
So our sales to date from 2018 to today is $4.5 million.
Wow.
Last year was $830,000.
And this year you're going to do
1.1.
1.1.
But just in Winnipeg? Like
Just in
you have
Winnipeg.
no national distribution
Nothing.
anywhere else?
One province.
Wow.
Like, and we are
Bravo,
100
Cheryl.
Thank you.
Bravo.
One province, 100 stores. We have been profitable, anywhere between 8 and 15% of net income. That's the CPA in me. I love my numbers.
Yes.
Cheryl, sorry, could you back up on that story about how you got started? Because you were a CPA before.
I would say 2019 is when I quit my CPA job that I was doing from home full-time to do this full-time. So this was no longer a side hustle. I was in it. Like, I've been doing this for 10 years. I raised kids at the same time. There needs to be an exit strategy at some point to sell, right? Like, grow this, get this in full distribution, and, you know, at some point, someone's going to hopefully...
Think about what was Perfect Bar's exit. It was in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
Our X bar, $667 million.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not naive to the fact that what I grew in Winnipeg is not easily just transferable to other cities. I want a strategic partner, right?
So do you have any debt?
No debt. Nothing.
And you own it 100%?
100%.
The bar category in the refrigerated space is very difficult. I know, because we were in Ohi, which is a refrigerated bar, and it was an incredibly difficult task to get them on shelf and stay there. This is new. This is new to retailers, and they're not really used to putting bars in refrigerators. So I'm going to be out, but I think your product tastes delicious, and I think there's a real need for it. So good luck.
You should be really proud of yourself. Your kids are probably so proud of you. They've watched you build something as like an incredible role model for them. And it's clear that you're a hustler and you know your numbers. I really like you, but I struggle with this being in the fridge. I'm gonna be out on this, but I really wish you well.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
As a CPA, you're trained to be risk averse.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take the risk. Being an entrepreneur is all risk.
It is.
And you decided to do that, put that training aside and say, actually, I'm going to use that training to good use to start my business.
Mm-hmm.
And you have one market, and you are killing it in that one market.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
I think there are better partners up here for you. And for that reason, I'm going to be out.
Cheryl, you embody entrepreneurship in such an inspiring way. I find the product too competitive for my liking in terms of thinking of those aisles, but I know you're going to kill it, so thank you, and I'm out.
I see a lot of hurdles and challenges coming your way when you're going to go national, and I really do wonder how the product is going to be compromised. So I'm going to be out today.
No one wants to take a chance.
Cheryl, I really resonate with the idea of turning away from a career of accounting.
I love that.
I spent 8 months at Deloitte as a staff accountant, and I was fired for skipping work to be an extra on a movie set. But that being said, I understand a lot of you know, the courage that it takes to walk away from something that feels stable and constant, and to enter a wildly unpredictable environment. I don't think I'm the right person for it, so I'm gonna be out, but I wish you the best of luck.
I'll keep going, don't worry. Thank you.
She's a fighter.
She really is.
She's done all the right things.
She has done all the right things.
It's a hard space, though.
I loved her, I just don't love the business. I may even love the bar. I think I'd be a customer.
That's the most I've seen you eat since you've been here.
7 years ago, I sold my home, I quit my job, I canceled my wedding.
Oh, how'd your wife feel about that?
Yeah.
Next, a restaurateur from Vancouver who thinks he has the perfect recipe for success.
Hello, Dragons. My name is David, and I'm the co-founder of Saku, a revolutionary restaurant chain based in Vancouver. And I'm here seeking $800,000 for 6% of my business.
Wow.
Whoa.
He's tough, man. You
That's
guys
a
are
lot of
killing us.
sushi.
Dragons, Saku reimagines the popular Japanese dish, katsu. This delicious comfort food consists of pork, chicken, seafood, or vegetables covered in breadcrumbs, which are then deep fried. Unlike the dimly lit, traditionally decorated restaurants in Japan, I will serve our katsu in bright, contemporary, family-style setting that everyone would love. 7 years ago, I sold my home, I quit my job, I canceled my wedding.
Oh, gosh. Wow. How'd your wife feel about that?
And invested everything I had to make my concept come true.
Wow.
Good for you.
You're all in.
Are you married today?
Oh, yes.
To the business.
Okay,
He's married to the business.
So Dragons, who's ready to have a quick dinner at Saku?
I am. Go.
I'm coming on down.
Okay.
It's our first family dinner.
Have dinner
Our
together.
new family.
That's our new family dinner.
This is very classy. Yeah. So is it Saku like katsu? Is that where the name comes from?
Yeah, so Saku means crunch.
Crunch, crunch?
Yes, in Japanese.
There you go.
Mom, you're embarrassing me in front of the dragon.
I know.
Oh, wow.
Dragons, welcome to Saku.
Thank you.
So we have rice, miso soup, and salad, which are unlimited.
Okay.
Please enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
This looks really good.
I love how light the breadcrumb is. It's really, it's like fluffy, flaky.
Yes, so that is our unique breadcrumbs that we developed. It absorbs less oil, and it keeps the less oily taste after
It is
you.
a really nice batter.
Yeah, it's nice and light and fluffy and airy.
Thank you so much.
Really
fresh.
Really unique.
The dressing is amazing.
This dressing is sensational.
I never even heard of katsu before, so.
You've never?
No.
Never.
Really?
Seriously.
I'm gonna take some of the dressing.
Perfect.
Definitely.
Thank you.
That was
Thank you.
delicious.
Thank you,
Thank you
guys.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you
was
guys.
delicious.
Now I'm gonna go make a deal with coleslaw in my teeth.
That was good.
Thank you.
How many calories were on that plate?
Don't ask.
Yes, there are a lot of calories in that.
No, don't ruin your pitch. Don't tell us that.
right.
We don't want to know.
Yes.
David, as a fellow Vancouverite, there's sushi on every corner. I see katsu chicken on the menu quite often, but the difference here, if I understand, is the whole restaurant is katsu style.
Yes, so on every menu, there is a katsu dish, but there is no restaurant that specifically does katsu, and we do it perfectly. So I wanted to focus on franchising it. Yes. So, yes.
If only somebody who knows franchising.
Everyone thinks everything can be franchised.
So we currently have 5 locations. 1 location is corporate owned, and the other 4 are currently franchised.
Oh, you already are franchising.
What makes you think that with katsu, you can build a brand and scale many locations through franchising?
Oh, so I spent a lot of time studying about franchising because you need to have a proper standard. I'm currently working with lots of suppliers, national suppliers, and they have our current recipes, so they mass produce it, and then they will ship it straight towards the restaurant.
So you're the commissary, basically.
That's correct. So all the vegetables are pre-cut, all the meat is pre-cut, so they would just need to open up the package and use our fresh breadcrumbs to batter it and deep fry.
That was smart.
So how much do you sell a franchise for?
So for a franchise, we sell for $60,000, and our royalty is 7%.
And that includes the marketing fee?
That includes the marketing fee, yes.
It's been very hard these days to run a restaurant in Canada because the cost of labor has gone up, the cost of food has gone up. How are these restaurants doing?
Per restaurant, our average sales are about $2 million.
Okay.
This year, with our 5th location, we are expected to do $11 million.
Wow.
Our franchisees take about 18% in profits.
Net?
That's correct. All 5 are doing 18%.
Wow.
We have zero debt in the business.
David, could we back up a little bit?
Yes.
You sold your house.
Yes.
And you canceled your wedding to do this.
So before I planned this, I proposed to my wife, current wife.
Yeah.
So I proposed to my girlfriend, and then I had this great idea. And I told her, unfortunately, I think we need to sell the house and we need to cancel this wedding. Because I really want to make this happen.
She must love you because she said yes.
Yes, she did. And she did wait for me for 5 years.
Wow. Oh my gosh. She does love you.
You're very lucky.
Wow.
So 2 years ago, we got married. And last month, we just had our first baby daughter.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I know what it's like to build out a brand.
Yes.
But you got to move fast, because if you don't, someone else will.
Listen, David, first of all, I'm very, very impressed by you.
Thank you.
It actually gives me goosebumps listening to you.
Thank you so much.
You decided to go all in.
That's correct.
In a very tough sector. Sold your house, did all that stuff. You know, fantastic. But it's the hospitality business, the restaurant business, that's a tough business. And that's the only reason why I'm not going to invest, because of the sector. And it's a tough sector. I'm going to be out.
Yes.
Look, I think, you know, the additional help that you would need in franchise expertise, I don't know that I can provide, so I think I'm out.
What do you think? You're the franchise king. Like, does this have legs?
I mean, I don't think everything is franchisable, and it doesn't mean that I go after every industry. I've played in home services. I love the food.
Thank you.
I love even more your passion, but at this point, I'm out.
David, you are impressive. I own restaurants, I know food, I know manufacturing, I know I would drink that sauce, it is so damn good.
She never says that.
I want to help you.
Thank you.
I want to help you. And your numbers make sense. That's why you didn't see any pushback here.
Yeah.
Like, your blood, sweat, and tears have absolutely paid off. I will give you $800,000 for 10% of the business.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Angie. Thank you.
I did not see that offer coming from Manjeet.
I did not see that
Full
coming
surprises here on the Den.
Yeah, I'm thrilled you got an offer. Like, I'm thrilled you got an offer. I can't offer anything more than what she's offering you, so I'm going to be out.
Thank you.
You have incredibly impressive margins for a restaurant.
Thank you.
It just, like, full stop. It is so hard to operate in that space. You've done very, very well. But I think Manjeet's deal's awesome, so I'm out.
Manjeet, I would love to negotiate, but I would like to take the deal. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you for making my dream come true.
Thank you. Great pitch.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks, David.
That is I invest behind the person.
Yes.
He's the real deal.
Yeah. I agree.
He lit up about the business in the same way he lit up about his daughter.
Aw.
Thank you. It's something that I can't explain. It's just incredible. Thank you guys for making this happen.
Next time.
I brought a few friends along with me today. They are very, very
the
cute.
army is here. The army of babies.
We've been flying by the seat of our pants since I started this. That's why I'm on this show with you guys.
That doesn't make me feel very confident as a potential investor.
I'm going to throw you a curveball.
Okay.
I want to buy the company.
Oh, wow.